just
Yep,
send them the link and you get a private show.
exactly. So, hi. Okay, so my name is Beth. I am the programs manager at Philadelphia Jewish Film and Media, now a program of the Weizmann National Museum of American Jewish History in Philadelphia. And I'm going to go through this pretty quick. There will be video, and I can even send you the slides if you want to refer to them. But I'm going to go through this pretty quick. So, well, that would help if I would actually click. There you go. So, what is it? It's a national social media contest. So, this is our third year doing it. It's all over the country. You have to be a resident of the United States, though. 8 finalists post throughout the summer, and we'll get into that. And then winners are announced at the end of September at on Thursday, September 24th. Um, and this is another thing. The whole thing is entirely virtual, except one in-person event in September in Philadelphia, and we will pay for transportation and overnight accommodations if you're more than 50 miles away, which if you're in New York, you are. Um, so why Jewish Joy? One of PJFM's board members spearheaded this is our third year, so 2.5 years ago or 3 years ago or so, um, because she wanted to see more Jewish positivity online. And it doesn't necessarily mean happy or silly. I mean, it's Jews showing up how Jews are in all the ways we are online. And we'll show some examples in a minute. Who is unapologetically Jewish? So anyone who identifies as Jewish, is 18, resides in the USA, and has an Instagram account can enter this contest. These are some of our finalists from the first 2 years of the contest. I'm sure some of them you recognize and some of them you don't, and that's great. We love that they're from all over. Um, and you can ask me, now, okay, just before I go to this, for some reason, it is having all 5 videos play at once. So I'm going to pause them all as soon as I flip to the next screen. That's what I was trying to fix when we started. Okay. Can you all hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, good. So these are just 5 of our finalists from last year, and I wanted to show kind of like the variety. And this is obviously there's so much more out there, but um, Sarah had this from the first year. She had um, her own personal account. She created this account, Learn Yiddish Words, just for the contest. So she like started with nothing. And so did actually our winner from the first year. He started the account just for the contest. She rhinestoned Yiddish words while talking about the word, or sometimes she would do it like with her parents or her in-laws. Um, Jews and Doodles, well-known account. And just she had initially applied like with her animation and everything, and then right around the time the contest was starting, she got engaged, and there was a lot of content about like the differences between Israeli weddings and American weddings and all of that. That this video is a lot about like, wait, we don't do the hora? Like what? What is that? Um, your history gal also had a really big like a pretty big account, but she didn't do a lot of Jewish content. She did a lot of history content and American history specifically. Um, but the contest really challenged her to focus more on Jewish history. This was her biggest post. It was about an Indian Jewish actress and producer, Abby Gazunt. So Abby Gazunt was already running her account, House of Midrash, on Instagram. So Yochai, the creator, decided to, instead of just continuing the House of Midrash, to use the contest as kind of like a um, behind the scenes, right? Like what brought Yochai to drag, what brought Yochai to do House of Midrash, etc. And I'll just go back and say your history gal here, the middle one, Grace, she won the the biggest prize last year. And then our last one is Seekers of Unity, who was already an account, but did a kind of new thing that he was doing where he would just sit in a park with a sign that said, I'm a Jew, ask me anything. And as you could imagine, there are some crazy conversations, both really serious, in depth, and some just hilariously funny conversations that he and other people he brought in this one, for example, Zach Adler, to have with people. And here he's discussing with a Muslim woman, like, what's the difference between kosher and halal? You know, she's like, what is it? How is it different than what we do? And they had a really great conversation about the differences. But I'm not going to go through them all. You can find them all on Instagram, obviously. So, how you apply. I linked the application here so that when I send it, you guys can, it'll just link, but it's just at Philly JFM. It's just your contact info, a really short bio, and then a video telling us why, like what makes you unapologetically Jewish and what you think you're going to do with the contest, which we'll get into in a minute. And then your social media handles and anything else you want to tell us. And you have a month. What day is today? You have 3 weeks to apply. Eligibility. This is just, you have to have the ability to publish 14 to 20 Instagram posts during the summer, and you have to have that day free, the September 24th, to be there in person. Again, we will pay for your transportation and lodging if you're far. So this is like a really complicated slide, but so once you apply, okay, so you apply and then on our end, from the day the applications are all in, April 15th, so April 16th, really, to 30th, our steering committee, which is not me or Paige, it's a mixture of, there's a couple former finalists on there. There's a journalist, et cetera, et cetera. They review all the applications and give each an application a score based on this judging rubric. This judging rubric is also on the website at that phillyjfm.org. And then you click on Unapologetically Jewish and all the information you need is there, including this. But this gives you a good idea of what they're going to be looking at to rate everybody's application. On May 1st, we will notify all the finalists by email and phone. And then, yay, you're a finalist. Okay, so number one, every finalist receives a $500 production stipend. That's really just, you might need travel to a location, you might need whatever, right? And you do not have to submit receipts. It is $500. Do with it what you will. This year is a new thing we're doing where every finalist will also get a mentor. And all the mentors are finalists from previous years. This is partially like something that came out of finalists' requests. Each year, the first 2 years, the finalists really enjoyed getting to know each other, and they would have this group chat, and it was really supportive environment with other Jewish content creators, where it's a competition, but it's like a friendly competition where everybody's supporting each other. And this was an extension of that, to pair the finalists with former finalists who've kind of been through the contest and understand, how it works. And then you post. So between May 25th and September 5th, Every finalist has to post no fewer than 14 and no more than 20 contest posts. So you can post however much you want. You can post 20 times a day for all I care of your own content. But contest posts are the posts that we're going to be looking at to determine who the winner is, which I'll explain on, I think, the next slide. So no fewer than 14 and no more than 20. And you're going to show us that those are contest posts by using the hashtag PJFM. That should say UJ, not UF. Um, um, those are the posts that we're going to know are contest posts that we should be looking at. 5 of those posts are going to be collaborated with PJFM. So, and you can collaborate with whoever else you want as well. But that's just 5 specific dates that will work with you to find 5 dates that are good for you. You'll collaborate with us. Okay, winners. How do you win? There are 3 winners. There's a social impact award. There's 2 social impact awards, first place and second place, and then there's an audience favorite award. So this is complicated. So if you have questions, just ask me now. It's easier than waiting till the end. The social impact award, we wanted to take followers out of the equation, right? So, and honestly, like the more followers you have, the more it would actually hurt you because if followers are the divisor, then that's going to be a smaller number. So we took followers out of it completely. What we're trying to gauge is how people are interacting with that people are interacting with your posts. So all the interactions, so likes, comments, shares, and saves, all of the, viewers actually doing something, right? If it's a like to a share, whatever it is, divided by viewers, which is the number of people who saw that post. So, if 100 people saw it and every single one of them liked, awesome, right? But most of the time it's like nowhere near as many people who saw it actually liked or commented. Duplicate comments like count. So if someone like gets into a conversation, Paige and I are really getting into it in the comments under someone's post, that counts. That's not just 2 people commenting, that's 20 comments or however loud we decide to get. And that's calculated for each individual contest post, and then we average them for your final score. The audience favorite award is pretty self-explanatory. We open voting up to the public to vote for their favorite most of September, and it goes right into the September event, September 24th, through like half of that night, and then we announce all the winners that night. This is like, yeah, it's based on engagement, not how many followers you have. All right. So we're having 2 events. There's a kickoff party in June on June 4th. Absolutely not mandatory. We may ask you to like send a video or FaceTime or Zoom in if you're around that night. We're not 100% sure yet, but it is not mandatory to attend that event. September 25th, which of course another typo. I have to fix my typos before I send this out. It's September 24th, not 25th.
It's like 24th. This Thursday.
Yes, it's Thursday, September 25th, because September 24th, because September 25th would be Shabbat, and we're certainly not doing it then. So it's Thursday, September 24th. That is the night where the winners are announced. So in previous years, we've had like a meet and greet with all the finalists. You can sell your merch if you have merch. And then we have, finalists will give a presentation in the Dell Theater at the museum. And then we announce the winners and we have a big party. And hosting both events is going to be Chef Tova. She's hosting both the June event and the September event. And then the grand finale, of course, is the 24th, not the 25th.